Lesson number 20, compare decimals. Comparing decimals is the same as comparing whole numbers, any numbers. The only difference is you have that little dot, you have that little decimal in your number. So an easy way to compare decimals is just to make a place value chart. Put in your numbers and work from there. So if we're looking at our place value chart here, if we're looking at our place value chart here, we see we've got the one spot, then we got our decimal, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So same when you're comparing other numbers, you start from the left, keep going until you see the numbers are different. All right, so let's start from the left. Well, in the one spot, I see 0 and 0. Got to keep going. In the 10th spot, I see 2 and 2. Got to keep going. In the 100th spot, I see 6 and 6. Got to keep going. Up, here we go. Here I see a 4 and I see a 7. Well, 7's bigger than 4. So since the 7 is bigger than the 4, that means the second number is bigger than the first number. Therefore, 0.264 is less than 0.267. So again, you start with your left, keep going till the numbers are different. Once they're different, you find out which number is bigger. And based on that number, the whole number will be bigger or smaller. So let's look at some numbers here. It says which comparison is true. All right, so let's fill in our place value chart and start comparing. So A says 49.07. So, just a second. Wrong button. All right, so let's start filling it in. So 49.07. So 4 goes in the 10 spot, 9 goes in the 1 spot, 0 goes in the 10 spot, and 7 goes in the 100 spot. Well, the second number is 59.6. Well, going from left to right, we don't have to go too far. We can already see that the 5 is bigger than the 4. So that means 59.6 is greater than 59.07. So that's not true right there because that's saying 49 is bigger and it's not. Okay. Let's put in some other numbers. All right. So the second one is saying, let me erase this real fast. The second one is saying that 89.6 is less than 89.07. All right. So it looks a little bit tricky at first, but once you start filling in your place value, it'll start making sense. All right. So we'll fit in 89.6 and 89.07. All right. So going from left and right, the 8s are the same. So you got to keep going. The 9s are the same. You got to keep going. Now here, the 6 is greater than the 0. All right. You don't have to keep going. They're trying to trick you with the 7 over here. The 7's in the 100 spots. We don't care about that because we already see that the 6 is bigger than the 0, meaning that 89.6 is greater than 89.07. So that's not the right answer. All right. So again, let's plug in some more numbers into our place value chart. Let's go ahead and erase these. All right. So erase that. All right, so let's look at our next set of numbers, shall we? So we've got 89.07. 89.07 is less than 89.6. Well, they took the same thing we just had and switched it around. So again, starting on the left, the 8s are the same, the 9s are the same. 0 is less than 6, meaning that 89.07 is less than 89.6. And we could just do the last one just for fun, just to double check. Always go through all your answers just in case you might have made a mistake. So let's go ahead and put the last numbers in there. So I'm going to erase this. All right. And so the last numbers are, and we saw them earlier, 59.6. So 59.6. Make sure your numbers are in the right columns. 49.07. And again, right off the bat, we see that 5 is greater than 4, not less than. So D cannot be the answer. So your answer is C. 89.07 is greater than 89.6. Sorry, 89.07 is less than 89.6. Let's look at another example. All right, it says the table below shows gas prices for 4 local gas stations. All right, so we've got 4 different gas stations. Circle says it's 2.894 a gallon. Coastal says it's 2.949 per gallon. North River 2.849, and Speedway 2.959. All right, so it's asking which gas station is charging the least amount per gallon? Least meaning the smallest amount. All right, so we've got our 4 numbers here. We're going to go left to right until they're different. Ready? We'll start. Now they all have 2. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. All right, so they're all the same there. Let's go to the next one. Now, 2 of these numbers have 9s, and 2 of these numbers have 8s in the 10th spot. Well, 9 is bigger than 8, meaning that these 2 are more expensive than the other 2. All right, so we can eliminate those. Now we go to the 100th spot. Well, we got 2.8994 and 2.849. Well, 4 is less than 9 in this spot, meaning that this, North River, is the lowest out of all of those 3 choices.